I'm blessed, no be lie, oh.
It is permanent. It is permanent. The blessings of Olumba in my life is permanent. It is permanent.
What a loving Father.
It is permanent.
What a loving Father.
The blessings
What
of
a loving, what a loving, what a loving blessings of.
And welcome to another exciting episode of the BCS Spotlight program here on Starcross TV. My name is Sarah Cyril and I am your host. If you tuned into our previous episode, you know that this is the place where we shine light on remarkable individuals within the BCS kingdom who are making waves and are leaving a lasting impact. Today, we will be continuing that journey with another exceptional guest, this time all the way from Manchester, United Kingdom. But before I'll be officially bringing this international guest on set, let me quickly give you a brief introduction to their outstanding achievement. Born in May in Toru-Benetown, Delta State, he grew up adapting to frequent relocations alongside his missionary mother. Despite financial challenges, his life took a remarkable turn when he was sponsored to the UK, where he earned a foundation degree in computing, engineering and life science at Liverpool John Moores University in 2020. He later graduated with first-class honors in computing from Arding University, receiving the Dean's Award. His academic excellence also secured him a fully funded scholarship for a master's in data science. In 2023, he fulfilled a childhood dream by receiving a scholarship for 45 hours of flight training towards a private pilot's license. His achievements include winning a '1 million naira prize in an aptitude test and receiving awards from his university's vice-chancellor. With a background in media as a video editor and IT personnel, he is passionate about media production, music composition, and sport. He has been an active member of his community since 2010, serving in various leadership roles both in Nigeria and the UK, continuing his journey with gratitude and faith. That was a quick look at our guest's incredible profile, but before I'll be bringing this guest on set and we'll be diving into our conversation for the day, we'll take a short break. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere, and I'll be right back.
Permanent.
It is permanent. It is permanent. The blessings of Olumba in my life is permanent.
Blessings are flowing like a river.
BCS Music.
So tell the people start to the wonder. Watching when you do this Olumba. Got your case is so different. I hate. Oh, I ask the motor, Papa give me Ferrari. I ask the picking, Papa give me Ejima. I ask if I job, Papa make me employ. Man, I'm blessed, so the blessed people call me blessed. Yeah. Anything I lay my hands, yeah. Blessings flowing everywhere, yeah. People tell me God so for me, God so for me, God so for me, yeah. And I'm blessed, no be lie, oh.
It is permanent. It is permanent. The blessings of Olumba in my life is permanent. It is permanent.
What a loving Father.
It is permanent.
What a loving Father.
The blessings
What
of
a loving, what a loving, what a loving blessings are permanent.
It is permanent. It is permanent. The blessings of Olumba in my life.
Welcome back. If you were just tuning in, you are watching the BCS Spotlight program here on Starcross TV. My name is Sarah Cyril. Before we went on a short break, we gave a brief profile of our guest for today. Now joining us on the Zoom platform all the way from Manchester, United Kingdom, is none other than 144,000 Virgin Brother Dauke Numerimi Victory Charles. Good day, sir. How are you doing?
Good day, Mr. Father. I'm doing very well. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And how is the weather over there in the UK? relate. I mean, I'm in Nigeria here, so that's lovely. So let us quickly start our conversation like we told the viewers. So why not tell us a bit about yourself?
First of all, thank you
for having me here. So, Dalkinamurami Victor Charles, my name, as you've been told already. I would start by differentiating myself or my activities in, first of all, the perspective coming from the BCS spiritual perspective and my professional lifestyle. So, currently, by the grace of the Father, I am the missionary of Manchester by the Holy Father a few years ago, and where the Father has used me to the members to propagate the Word of God, not just to the community and carry out life-changing charitable activities. And on my professional life, currently I am a data analyst. Graduated recently from university where I studied computing and was given a certificate in computing, or I major in data analysis. So before now, I was given the grace to serve. But I'm still a 144 boy. I was given the grace to serve in the headquarters, where we carried out the primary activities of being a 144, servicing humanity and God Himself, and that also granted me the privilege and the grace to also explore some technical IT role, where I was also availed the opportunity to work in Starcross Television and in the ICT department as well, where we get IT skills like video editing, also the production in general, and IT in terms of live streaming and all of that. But going forward, my plan as a person is to build on my skills, my professional skill as a data analyst, and also look at being a data scientist. And I believe also this will have a positive impact, not just to myself, but also spread this positive impact to the kingdom of God as well. Thank you.
So with all you have said, how would you say the Holy Father, His Holiness,
Olumba Ubu, has impacted in your life?
Yeah, I think that's the greatest impact I've had in my life, because in this case, not spiritual aspect of it, but both the physical, the financial aspect. In all ramifications, I've had this physical connection and the grace of God, the grace of our Father, His Holiness, Olumba was always been upon me. So His impact is beyond the spirit guidance, as we know, my studies were sponsored directly by the Father himself.
And from my foundation degree in Liverpool University to my major degree in Aden University, they were all funded by the Father himself. So that is a huge impact, and the person I am today is by the grace of the Father. So the impact is limitless, because even to this moment, the Father's impact is still major in my life and very visible.
Okay.
I mean, you said you're a graduate of Liverpool John Moores University, and that's the only thing we know. So why not share your experience with us?
Do you mean my experience in the Liverpool University?
Yes, please.
Right.
So I mean, coming from Nigeria, I would say it wasn't that easy, honestly, because the educational system in Nigeria, to an extent, different from the Western world. So coming from Nigeria to UK, and I think the university I went to, because it was foundation, I had to meet a lot of international students from Africa, from the part of the world, so where we had different cultural beliefs, and everyone tried to understand themselves, at one point, so. But as for myself, I had to, restructure my mindset. There are a lot of things I had to change, because I had to fit in, it's different environment entirely, As waking up, time management was very, very important for me, because I was studying in Liverpool. I was based in Manchester. So like every morning, 6 a.m., I have to travel to uni and come back at 6 p.m. and also take part in the one of my primary assignment, which is being a missionary. So like attending meetings and all of that. So this was like on daily basis, Monday to Friday. Only Saturdays and Sundays were, free for me from uni, basically. So in general, I could say my experience was incredible. Yeah. However, it was time consuming. However, it was also very beneficial. And in general, I think it's something that has marked a very important step in my life. So I enjoyed it, irrespective of the stress. So yeah.
Okay, so with all you have said, what would you say is your greatest
achievement in your studies in United Kingdom?
So people go to university
and some persons graduate with everything. I mean, everyone can only give up all the ability, or you can output, or the only thing, like the ability is given to you. That is the only thing you can give up. So most times people try to go beyond their limitation. But in my situation, I think I have tried, by the grace of the Almighty Father, I've tried to go above my limitations. Those limitations where they say, okay, this is the only thing you can do. So my achievement from going beyond most of my limitations is trying to make sure that, first of all, my impact is being felt and recognized in any environment I find myself. So that also made me achieve a lot of things, which includes the recognition from the Vice Chancellor. I think there's also a video where I was awarded, by the Students' Union as well. And that same motivation has given me the one of the best results, which like as we also already know, first class degree, in computing, and that granted me the grace to receive a special recognition from the computing school, being the best student from the STEM department in the university for their graduation year 2024, and a whole lot of things, So yeah, I've gained a lot, like a lot of things that I feel is really possible within a short period of time. But I know with the grace of God and with hard work and consistency, the Father has made it possible for all this to be achieved within a short space of time.
I must say, I'm jealous, but I believe since the Father has been able to do these amazing things for you, He would also do the same for me. So in your profile that you shared with us, you mentioned scholarship for flight lessons. So can you share your experience in aviation training towards your private pilot's license?
Oh my God, I wish I could gladly tell you that this was my thing.
I think you're dead out of thousands. Only three of I would go to it. But believe me, the first day to the it all started like like okay on this on I was like moving on, and I was but my confidence, because everything was on the grass, things together. Moment that when it started our house, and we took off. This was real. This was it's kind of fright. Just try to hold myself to react any, but yeah. So the experience was good. Something probably my fear, control. That amazing experience I had was when Proctor said, "House, yeah, house, you have control," and he completely control. So it is happening at that moment. Either even with the wind and the everything, control everything, it's a proper landing, or what the other option, either we land or we keep going till whenever we land anyway. So that was where I knew this was a responsibility. But in that moment, I was praying. In that moment, I was surrendering my life to God, to the Father. In that same moment, my brain was running everywhere. Like, this is a responsibility given to you. If anything goes wrong, you are responsible. So yeah, it was exciting. After the whole experience, I said to myself, yes, at least I was able to overcome part of the fear, of even handling or controlling the flight myself. So that was a huge step. So in all, I could say it was a beautiful experience as well, frightening one, but yeah, at the same time, yeah, it was impactful as well. I mean, it gave me the grace and the ability to do something I've never done before.
That is so amazing. I'm very sure it must have been an amazing
experience. But I would not say I can relate because I've not been in air yet, but soon enough I would be. So what would you say are your hobbies?
There are a lot of things there, but
today you're there, tomorrow you're there. But basically the things I do, one thing is major. I don't know if that's a hobby, but I can spend a whole day trying to analyze data, like working on IT related things, and so reading extensively. I don't know if that's a hobby, but I know I've done that for more than 12 hours before. So that's that. But more exciting things, sometimes I try to, being that I'm sitting for a very long time, almost every day, I had to also be active, like go to the gym, try to work out to keep myself fit. Then I think I do some sports as well, because of the weather, obviously. You can't just go out to the field and start playing football. But sometimes I try to, exercise myself in the field, football. But yeah, sometimes basketball, because we have a very basketball court very close to the bathroom. So sometimes I go there to exercise myself. Swimming as well, I think that's something I do. But coming back to something more realistic, music, I think that's one of my major passion and like hobby, something I do, in my leisure time, and playing the piano, composition of songs and all of that. So these and few other things are things I just do for fun, and it helps shape my life in general. The leisure times and the times I have to be serious to accomplish something, be it education or something relating to my missionary work. So it all works for good.
I must say, the part where you said you spent 12 hours studying
actually caught my attention. So I believe after now I should come and meet you for lessons so that I can also go that long studying. Okay,
yeah,
so how would you say your spiritual journey in Brotherhood of the Crescent Star influenced your personal and your professional life?
As we know, Brotherhood is a spiritual kingdom, even as we've been told definitely that it is a spiritual school of practical Christianity. So it's the spiritual kingdom. It teaches, it nourishes not just body, but the spirit and the soul. So the teachings in Brotherhood of the Crescent Star was given by the Father, even in the everlasting gospel. It has shaped my life. Sometimes you want to do things being a human, right? But because you know that these things, Father frowns against them, you have to rethink. Human as in general. So that's the teachings of the Father, the spiritual guidance has reshaped my life basically. For instance, being a student rep back in Aden University, sometimes the student reps usually gather in a location, maybe when we are being sent to the field to accomplish one task or the other. We do gather some accommodation and everything will provide us. So there was one specific moment where, British life, everybody was having fun, drinks and all of that. I won't go into details, but they saw me seated. I was with them, but I wasn't doing what they did. This is not a bragging, but it's that this is the spiritual life that has guided me all the way. So one of them approached me, they were like, Charles, why are you just quiet there? Like, are you not drinking? Are you not doing this? Are you not doing that? I'm like, no, no thanks. I'm not interested. That was the first time. One time they checked, it was the same situation. Another person approached me, they were like, Charles, are you okay? Like, so sometimes I was still like, okay, what's wrong with this guy? Why is he not doing what we're doing? You know, so that kind of person, like, you're not fitting in, you know. So one of them was very confident to ask me. She approached me. She was like, Charles, do you do this? I said, no. Do you do that? I said, no. Do you live with your parents? No. Because they were expecting I'm being disciplined because I live with my parents, obviously. But I said, no, I live alone. Okay. The next thing she was said to me, are you a priest? At that moment, I couldn't deny again because obviously, like, I was also trying to see how I can fit in, like, how a neutral relationship without, you know, coming to everyone in school that I'm a priest, I'm a missionary, and all of that. But from that moment, when she saw me that I wasn't doing some major things, some minor things that, I mean, every normal young person should do, she really approached me like, so at that moment she knew, yeah, this guy is a priest. And the entire group had the idea that this guy is a priest. So most times they're very careful when they do things around, you know, like, oh yeah, we have a priest in our midst. So yeah, even over the spiritual life and the spiritual guidance from the Holy Father, I doubt if we would have such knowledge and to be distinctive, you know, whenever we go outside, or to be very different, basically, you know, in our ways, in our thoughts, in our actions.
That must have really
a very good reputation in school.
Yeah, my father's grace, yes, it did. It did.
Okay, so can you share your experience in the 144,000 Virgins Body and how it has shaped your worldview?
The 144,000 Virgins Body is a learning ground. I say this to anyone that I'm having a conversation with, because the life we live there, I think that body is a world of its own, and everything is inside. Like, no details. I'm not going into details, but everything is inside. So if you want to, it's a place where we say you sow and reap, you know, at the same time. You know, going into my personal experience, I wasn't just a 144 by Father's grace. I mean, everything we say today, it is only possible because the Father made it so. I wasn't just a 144 who stood by the side, sat somewhere, you know, people are going to the whole there, or I'm not there, or basically I'm being reluctant to, you know, do the work on everything. No, I would say I you know, is it the men's fellowship evangelism? I was there. In fact, at some point, I was the youngest in our evangelism tours and everything, going to different cities in Nigeria. And is it taking part in the official activities like singing in the whole convention as choir master? Is it taking part in the playing of the piano? At some point, also, I was the youngest organist, and that was sometime in 2011. Yes, I think I started playing the piano when I was about 11, 12 years old. No, 12, 13 there about, yeah, sorry. So yeah, and all of this helped, you know, direct my path, you know, because life in general, being a very young person, sometimes you feel you know everything, but that is, you know, so the activities in the 144,000 Virgins, the lovely people, the mindsets I met there, you know, the different thinking, the different strategic personals, like, they all helped. Father used them, you know, to an extent, to a very great extent, not extent, to all reshape my life. Because, I mean, I came in with, you know, as a very neutral person. Okay, this is 144Q. What does it entail? I had no idea. But with different persons, you know, if I could mention name, the likes of Brother Stephen Muzan, I was very close to him. He's great, Stephen Muzan. He was my roommate, and he was very intellectual, because this is someone I can study for. I think I would say I got some of my traits of, you know, studying for a very long time from him. You know, it's the likes of Wealth. You know, he taught me the piano I play today. Brother James Mensah and Brother Trinita, they actually taught me everything that has to do with IT skills and everything. And all these were 144s. So to an extent, my association was purely on what I would achieve from someone. So if I feel like it's like everybody has something to offer, we're not downgrading anyone, but if I notice that you can have some positive impact in my life, I try to be close to you and see what I can, achieve from you, and also see how I can return whatever thing I feel I can impact in your life as well. And not bragging, but to an extent, in fact, to a great extent, I was humble to learn, humble to, I was very submissive, to anything at all, basically, and provided it is to the growth of the Father's kingdom and my personal self. So yeah, so it's been an amazing experience. It's been a wonderful from a very tender age, to this current level I find myself in.
That's lovely. But I think I would like to also come and learn, how to play the piano so I can be the youngest person instead of you this time around.
Lovely.
So what would you say has been the most transformative aspect of being a missionary and serving the Brotherhood of the Crescent Star?
Right. So the grace of the Father, again, as always, I would say, gave me the privilege to be stationed in Manchester, Bethel, which happens to be my first station. As a whole, I mean, we've gone to evangelisms. I've mounted the pulpit on in some places, but say, okay, a missionary, Manchester, Bethel was best, and the experience indeed was an amazing one. And I came very young as well when I came. I mean, that was pre-COVID, and when I came around, okay, this is a very young person. Okay, I mean, you could see the faces, like they're like, yeah, he's young, he's calm, but can this guy take care of himself? Like, I think even one of the brethren, after some years, when they saw that I actually survived, they were like, oh yeah, when you came, we were just like, who is going to take care of you? Who is going to cook and do that for you? Like, and I could cook for myself, and I still cook for myself. I could definitely do my laundries and everything. And we have washing machines, so there's not too much thing to do that. I could clean for myself, or I could monitor time, everything. I could handle all of that. So yeah, the gospel and everything. I realized that from the first day we mounted the altar, the Father did everything. Like, it was so smooth that when we finished, the administrator then approached me, was like, have you been to a station before? I'm like, no, this is my Father's grade. This is my first station. Like, no way. That the word from your mouth, like, oh, the Father is truly in you. From that moment, I get glory, because it was so significant and obvious that, yes, Father was in control. And from that moment till this time, it has been a progressive and a remarkable experience. And every single day, every single month, every single year, the Father keeps revealing himself to the brethren, not just to the brethren community. And I'm not surprised. I feel also the grace of the Father fell upon me from my mother as well, who is a full-time missionary. So I feel the Spirit is in me as well, and the grace of the Father also making everything possibly well. The growth in Manchester has been incredible since that moment. The Father mentioned it was going to happen, so I give him all the glory.
We give the Father all the glory.
I'm very sure not only myself is actually very inquisitive about this next question. I'm very sure the viewers are also inquisitive. So, how was your experience balancing the missionary work and education in the UK?
Yeah, time management. Time management. That was like the basic, the major thing that be done, because that had to be done. Because you see, you wouldn't want to cheat any part. First of all, you wouldn't want to cheat the fact you're a missionary, or I was a missionary, and Father has assigned me to carry out some activities, which obviously he did by himself. But being a vessel to be used by the Father, I had to make myself available as well. So, like I did mention, first of all, from my degree. Manchester to Liverpool, an hour 24 minutes because I usually go by bus. So sometimes it's within that time. So if I leave, we do the morning devotion at 5, finish at 6. So after 6 o'clock, I'm getting the shower, preparing myself, catching the first bus, the bus station where I'll get a coach. So I leave the house at 6:30 at most. I get to school at 7 o'clock to prepare for my class, which starts at 8 o'clock. So at this moment, this is time management. So if I miss any of the buses, or if I in any form miscalculate, then I'm done for that day. So when I do that, I arrive at 7:30, go into my class 8 o'clock. And the last class for the day, like from this is Monday to Friday, the last class for the day is at 4:30 p.m. So after 4:30 p.m., my train time 6 o'clock. Now, mind you, I said the duration for the journey is like 1 hour 24 minutes. So if I leave Liverpool at 6 and get to Manchester at, let's say, 7:30ish, thereabout, there's women fellowship. If it's Monday, there's women fellowship ongoing. If it's Tuesday, there's men's fellowship ongoing. I have to prepare for that as well. You do that. So that is that. Then the weekends are there. The different activities, include the Sabbath activities, the choir practices, the evangelism activities, the humanitarian service, the divine services on Sundays. All of these were there. So time management was a major tool, and also having that responsibility. I've felt the privilege given to me, and I had to work in accordance to the grace of Father. And one major thing, this is my first outing. I wouldn't want to disappoint the Father. Yes, that was very important. I wouldn't want to disappoint the Father. And that thing also made it very possible that we tried to create an atmosphere. Okay, next time is coming from the world, anywhere being sent by the Father. I think to an extent, the Father has granted us, they will reflect back on what the Father and us done, and they will be like, yes, because someone once delivered. That is our prayer, that this creates opportunities for people, not just myself, but for everyone according to the grace of the Father to also have this privilege, to be blessed by the Father in this magnitude. We give the Father all the glory. So time management, responsibility, and motivation, I think all of this, and the Father contributed to the success and the management of my missionary work and my education.
I must say, with the way you've been emphasizing on time management, I think I need to add that to my notebook so that, it can also work wonders the way it has worked for you.
It's vital, yeah.
Okay, so what advice would you give to the young people out there?
I know sometimes when people say, okay, this person is successful, everybody just move straight to attributing everything in general to the grace of God. And sometimes when people make it sound, they'll be like, that is the grace of the Father that kept him there. There is no doubt, 100% the grace of the Father has kept me here or brought me this far. But there is one thing I tell young people, that the same way Mr. A is praying for the grace of God, Mrs. B and Mr. E are all praying for the grace of God. So the difference between them is who is working towards that grace and opportunities you're praying to come to you. One person I've not sat down at one point to wait for something to happen. I was not born we're comfortable but not very well family. So as I said to myself, like, okay, I can't put this on anyone. I also have to start doing something for myself, So every moment, every time I find myself doing something, working, towards, a very successful goal, trying to get something done, and what everybody should pursue, because you can wait for the glory of God, wait for the grace of God, and when you see someone succeeding, you'd be like, oh yeah, the grace of God kept him there. Or the normal like word we use in Nigeria, connection. All these things are there. But when you pray for grace, I say you can pray for grace of God, but also pray that you are ready when this grace is given to you, because people have been given opportunities, but they made use of them. People have been given even the grace of God, but they don't even know that this is grace that has been given to them to actually utilize it for their own good. A young person, study, explore positively, try to do things that will build your personal life, your family. Try to be impactful to the society as well, because I mean, if we do not have anything to offer to the society, we are just there, like we are trying not to make use of any funny word, but we must be useful and be resourceful as well, and not just to ourselves, but to the society, to the community. I think that is what every young person should be looking forward to. And God, Father's special grace, He has given us every opportunity, and more opportunities are still coming. To help us, realize this fact that you could keep praying for grace of God, but there are things that needs to be done. Have you been given that? A very retentive memory or the ability to study. Do you have handwork or something skillful? Build on that skill. Today there are so many opportunities online. Go online, learn a skill. Is it IT, is it graphics design, anything at all? Learn something. My first step in adding, I learned the programming language called Python. When I saw my curriculum, like, oh yeah, how to start? But given that, yes, something that I've never used before. Like a month to that curriculum module, I had to go online to some platform to study, to learn Python on my own, the programming language. Then when I got to uni, everybody were like, "Oh, have you done this before?" Yeah, I've done it before. I was proud of myself because I actually sat back and tried to do it myself first before actually going to my studies, and it was very easy. So being proactive as well is very, very important as a young person. Let just create opportunities for yourself. So if this comes, you go. If this other one comes, you go. And watch how the grace of God will dwell on you. And that same grace of God does. But how can doors be open when we're not even ready for what is coming towards us? It's just like a man praying to a house and you cannot fly. You're not a pilot. Praying for God. How do you drive it? Yeah, you can get a driver. Yeah, but what if? I mean, you get what I'm trying to say. But in general, you cannot pray for something when you're not even ready to take it or to make good use of it to the glory of God and to your own benefit. So yeah, that is all I can say.
I must say that is
really amazing advice and an impacting one at that. And that would bring us to the end of today's program. So I would like to say a very big thank you to our incredible guest, Brother Victory Charles, for inspiring us all and sharing his journey with us. And to our viewers, thank you for always tuning in and supporting the BCS Spotlight program here on StarCross TV. Stay tuned, stay connected with us for more inspiring profiles from remarkable individuals within the BCS kingdom. Until next time, I am Sarah Cyril, signing off. Take care and stay blessed.
Television, God.